Welcome, Coven members, and welcome back to another vlog. Some Coven members went and saw Stephanie Garber. She is promoting her new book, Alchemy of Secrets, which is her first adult novel. And I wanted to show you some clips that I took from the event because, of course, we went book shopping. And then the event itself. And then afterwards, I'm going to give you both non-spoiler and spoiler review because I have finished Alchemy of Secrets. Let me give you a quick book tour of the book. So I'm pretty sure we got like the standard edition of it. It has the black sprayed edges. I believe the Target one has pink, and then the Barnes & Noble one has a green sprayed edge. Here is the stamped cover, and then it was personalized and signed to me. So that's always really cool to have that in my collection. And that's about it. It's a pretty basic edition, but the fact that it's signed is really, really cool to me. So please enjoy these few clips of everything we bought. We had a major book haul. I believe our Coven member Stacy won with 16 books. I myself got 10 books, so I was really impressed with that. So hope you enjoy the clips, and we'll see you for the review.
So for those of you who haven't read Alchemy, or who haven't read the back of the book, because a lot of times I'll read the pitch for a book, and then as soon as I decide I want to read it, I don't look at it again. There is a class in Alchemy of Secrets that our main character is taking called Folklore 517, Urban Myths and Local Lore. And so the idea of this class is it's supposed to kind of be an urban myth itself, that you can't find it on any websites, you can't sign up for it, the professor is mysterious, but if you follow the rumors and whispers and find the class and then you manage to take it all semester long, it will magically show up on its transcript. So throughout the book you learn the different myths and legends, and I think my favorite one is the one about the devil in the sidecar. And so this myth says that there are a number of haunted hotels in Los Angeles, and there's one in particular that the devil likes to frequent because he likes their sidecar, which is a drink for anyone who doesn't know.
So I know you love your real life sister, Allison, and sisters are a recurring theme in your books. So what do you think it is that draws you to write about sisters and sometimes the complicated relationships that they share?
You know, that's a good question, and my brother recently asked me that, but he wasn't as nice. So it was funny, I think when Holland started out, she didn't have a sister, and I feel like the story didn't, her as a character didn't really make sense until I put the sister there. And I think, this is what I think. One, I love my sister. My sister is my best friend. I think she is a delight. Anytime a book comes out, she's always the first person to be like, this is awesome, I love my sister. But I think one of the things is, I really like to put a lot of danger in my books, right? Oh my gosh, here's a sexy guy, but he might stab you in the back. Or he might kiss you when he kills you, kill you when he kisses you. You just can't trust any of the dudes in my book. Everyone's gonna betray you, you're probably gonna get cursed, you literally, you're gonna get stabbed. Someone's getting stabbed. I feel like that's always happening.
You guys are in for such a treat. Okay, if you could step into the shoes of one of your characters, who would you pick?
Not Evangeline. I would pick Scarlet, 100%. Scarlet's with she's kind of with the best guy. Like, he's not gonna kill her or anybody else. And by the end of the series, she has like a pretty sweet deal. And you know, aside from that one day she died, like, she had it pretty easy compared to the rest.
Hope you enjoyed those clips. Now I'm going to take some time and do a non-spoiler and spoiler review of Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. Initial thoughts. It's a book. Alchemy of Secrets is about a woman named Holland, and this definitely gives kind of like retro Hollywood glamour vibes for sure. She has a sister named January, but January is off traveling the world, and their parents have unfortunately passed. And their parents were Hollywood actors, actresses, Hollywood elite. And one thing that Holland remembers about her dad is that he loved sending her on treasure hunts. She joins this class called Folklore 517, and it is all of these myths and legends and all of these mysteries. And she thinks by joining this class that she's going to be able to figure out how her parents died, because she has a theory that because of some of the myths and series that she can learn about in Folklore 517, that it's behind multiple Hollywood deaths. Particularly, there's one that she's interested in, about buying the devil a sidecar, which is a drink, not a mode of transportation. If you buy the devil a sidecar, he will tell you when you are going to die. And she doesn't necessarily want to know when she's going to die. She just wants one of these legends that she learns about to be true. So basically, the whole book is about her finding out about some of these legends and exploring it, and it's a mystery. It's a big treasure hunt of her trying to figure out. There's a bunch of characters that she comes across that she doesn't know if they're telling the truth or not. We don't know if they're telling the truth or not. And she just kind of has to go with her gut instinct, which her gut is usually wrong. So the things that I liked about the book: I like her name. I like the vibe of the book. Again, kind of like older Hollywood themed. And Stephanie does a really great job of like plopping you into the world. You really feel very immersed in it. So she does a great job with that. The only books that I had read by Stephanie Garber before was the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I have not read Caraval. Basically, from her talk, it kind of sounded like this was more along the lines of Caraval than Once Upon a Broken Heart. And so I probably will not be reading Caraval. I was not a fan of this book. This book did not do it for me. This book was very choppy, and it was presented to us as an adult book, but if you just would have replaced stabbed with punched, then I feel like it could have been a YA read. It read like a YA read and like lower YA read. There were times that I felt like Once Upon a Broken Heart was a better written, like adult kind of world. And Once Upon a Broken Heart is YA for sure. It's kind of hard to explain why I didn't like this book without spoilers, but basically what it comes down to is that I did not buy into the treasure hunt. The treasure hunt was very choppy, and I understand the concept of you don't know who to trust, but I feel like I've read books where it was done better and differently. I felt like me as the reader was like, girl, why are you getting into a car with a stranger? We learned that in kindergarten to not do that. I just felt like she was presented as a very like educated person, and I felt like maybe she is educated in the book sense, but when it comes to common sense, it just wasn't there, and it was frustrating to me. Now, I have to preface my distaste with this book with a couple of external factors that is not this book's fault. This was done on audio, which I read audiobooks all the time, so I even hesitate to even put it as a negative, but there was nothing about the book that made me want to switch to physical to try to salvage it. 2, I was reading Alchemized at the same time physically, and that's a hard book to be up against. I truly only listened to this like when I was completely busy with my hands and wanted to listen to something. It was not something that I picked up just for fun. In fact, there are several times that I picked watching like YouTube videos over listening to this, and that doesn't happen too often. Overall, I gave this book a 1.75 star, which is my lowest rated book of the year. And sometimes I say that books are just not for me, and I do feel like this is the case. This book is not for me. I was looking at reviews, and it does seem like I'm in the minority of this. I could see the vision of what was trying to be accomplished, but to me, it was not executed in a way that was entertaining for me. Now we're going to move on to the spoiler section. So if you do not want to be spoiled, then thank you for watching. Appreciate it. See you next time. If you want to be spoiled, welcome to my rant. I like to start off rants with saying that anyone that writes a book is an amazing, amazing person. I'm trying to do it, and it is so difficult. And I still loved the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. The very first book was not my favorite, but the other two totally redeemed that whole series. And at the event, she talked about, well, actually, not at our event, but at other events that I've seen videos of, she's announced that she's writing a novella for the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, which I think is desperately needed. That was a problem I had with the last book in the series. So I absolutely will be reading that for sure. But I have a feeling that that series is the only books by her that I will probably continue to be reading from this point on. So it starts off with she has a boyfriend named Jake, and it turns out that Jake has been lying to her. January's like, you date the people that you think that you want, not the people that you actually want. And Jake is kind of like a cookie cutter good guy. And then he ends up being kind of like a secret agent that was sent to kill her. And he ends up being murdered right in front of her. Well, kind of not right in front of her, but like she leaves for literally a hot second, then she comes back and he's dead. So that's guy number 1 that has lied to her. And then she comes across Gabe, and Gabe just ran after the murder. She's like, I should call 911, but I have to figure out the secrets of why someone was trying to murder me. And so this random guy named Gabe just comes up in a car and is like, I know your sister, get in. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, what, girl? What? Her sister January has not talked about anyone named Gabe. She's just gonna get in here. And so poor Jake's dead and he's gone. So that's liar number 1. So then Gabe is like, we have to find this alchemical heart. And I didn't say alchemical heart in the non-spoiler section, because I'm sick of hearing the term alchemical heart. It is insane how much it is used in this book. Which I know, that's the object they're trying to find, because apparently the alchemical heart has all of this magic power, and if someone gets a hold of it, then it could be the end of magic itself, or they could use it for bad and all that jazz. Basically, she thinks that her dad left her the alchemical heart. And she gets this call from this bank that's like, hey, there's this safety deposit box that your dad left, but you have to get here within 24 hours. So she decides to tell this random person, Gabe, like, hey, I need to go to this random shady bank so I can go and get the safety deposit box. And he's like, okay, that's fine. So then on top of that, man, I did a really bad job explaining this, didn't I? And then she comes across Adam. Adam is the person that took over her old professor's position of like, I don't know what the term is. It's like he is now over her dissertation because she's a PhD student in this folklore 517 class. And then he randomly shows up and is like, no, January sent me. You're supposed to go with me. And then Gabe shoots him, and then them two run off. And she's like, I knew Adam was shady, blah, blah, blah. Well, then she gets to the bank, and then who is like the person there? It's her old professor who runs the Folklore 517, and she's a massive storyteller. And she's like, hey, so I know that the devil has now told you that you're going to die tonight, but if you find me the alchemical heart, I will make sure you don't die. And Holland's like, okay. And then she's like, by the way, Gabe killed his wife, so you shouldn't trust him. It's like, what? Excuse me? So then, I'm going to be honest, there's about 20 minutes that I fell asleep, and I just truly could not go back. So then she just randomly ends up with Adam by the time I wake up. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible reviewer. Anyways, I'm a better reviewer when I like the book. But anyways, so then she ends up with Adam. And Adam's like, hey, I'm the devil, but I used to be the devil. I'm only one half of the devil, and my brother is the other half, and he's going to try to kill you. So now we're like, okay, so Gabe's the liar, and now Adam's the one telling the truth. Yeah, he survived the gunshot, by the way. Okay, I guess because he used to be the devil. They finally go to this old Hollywood set because in the safety deposit box was some pages from a script that her dad wrote and left some clues. And she keeps getting these pages throughout the book. And so she's trying to find what she thinks is the alchemical heart. It turns out that, and then Gabe's like following him now too. And so she finds what she thinks is the alchemical heart. And he was like, hey, we have to go to this, I think, see, I can't remember if it's the bank. It's like a party because it's Halloween, right? She's supposed to die at 11:59 on Halloween, okay? So they get to the party and they find Adam's brother, Mason. But Mason is a ghost. He's not real. And he's like, yeah, I'm not the devil, but my brother Adam is the devil. So now we've had Jake that's lied, Gabe that's lied, Adam that's lied, and I can only assume that Mason is lying about something, right? And also, she has also kissed Gabe and Adam throughout this book. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? And Adam was supposed to be January's partner, her sister. Which, by the way, January is mentioned so many times. She's not in this book at all. We get one phone conversation at the beginning of the book. At the event, she said that January is going to be in book 2 because, yes, this is a series. It is not just a standalone. She finds this necklace and she thinks it's the alchemical heart and she puts it on, and then Adam takes it and stabs her in the back. But then she's like looking through her bag, and this notebook that she's had the whole time that used to belong to her old professor, she's like, this is the alchemical heart. It's like, girl, it's been with you this whole time. And you said it was a feeling. Literally, you picked up and you're like, oh, it's a feeling. I know this is it. And then the alchemical heart turns into the banker that had come at the beginning of the story and told her about the safety deposit box. So the alchemical heart is a person. See, there's so many questions and I'm so confused. I feel like I shouldn't be this confused. I only finished this 2 days ago. It hasn't been that long. So then she heals herself, and then she says, I want my ability, because I guess everyone has an ability, but not many people get it. Not many people it manifest or something. See? So yeah. And that's how it ends. And then Mason is alive again because she kind of wished it from the alchemical heart. But again, the alchemical heart is not I guess it's not an object anymore. It's a person. So I guess he's not there anymore. So I guess she can't use it anymore. And that's confusing too. And then, her and Mason kind of have this flirty situation at the end, I think, and then disappears. And then she finally gets a call from January. And that's how the book ends. That was a horrible, horrible recount. But yeah, that's the book. So if even after all that you still want to read it, please let me know down below. It just wasn't my favorite. Now, Alchemized, we can talk about Alchemized for a long time. but we're not going to in this video. If you want me to, in the future, I can. We're going to talk about Alchemized in the wrap-up that's going to be out at the end of the month, beginning of November. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Please don't be mad at me if you love this book. I love that you loved this book, but I just wanted to give you my honest opinion. It just kind of sucks because I never want to not like books, and especially because like Stephanie seems so nice, and I have this signed, but like, anyways. All right, thank you, Coven members. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.